Make it go live. Welcome to Star Geeks. As you can see, we are one short. Sean had some travel difficulties. Hopefully he can join us. But if not, you've got the three for now. This is Ed.
This is Lil.
And this is Steve.
You know he's gonna pop up in the comments or something and talk shit.
I hope so. I mean,
especially if he's still stuck on the train.
Yeah, he had a train issue. It'd be great if he could join us from the train, but we shall see.
I mean, I did. So
yeah, I know.
You joined us from lots of exotic locales, Lil. From the yacht club.
Hey, why did you bring up the yacht club? That was a long ass time ago.
Because it's so fucking bougie. That's why. You had your fucking loafers with no socks, you motherfucker. You with your board shorts.
I do not wear loafers with no socks. I don't wear loafers. I don't like loafers.
So I know we missed last week, which I was very sad to not be a part of this, and it was a busy week. I had a hockey packed week last week, so
yes, congratulations to
Kennett Blue Demons here in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. They are the Chesmont Division champions. If anyone's interested, you can go and check that out on the Kennett Ice Hockey page. I think we had about 700 people live watching it, and I think it's about 1,200 views now. It's just insane.
That's really cool.
The
plenty of love thrown the Geekz way too. I appreciate all the love, Ed. I do. I liked your layup. It was so perfect because like I was watching it live, and you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna say something between periods 2 and 3," and I'm like, I was watching it. I checked back in, and it was like period 2 had like 15 seconds left. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm perfect." I was waiting, but I was also on hold on my wife's phone about some other shit going on. And then right when you were like, what are your hobbies? And I was like, ooh. And then it was like, hello. And I was like, fuck. So I had to stop that. And then by the time I got back, the hockey game was already going back again. I was like, fuck. But luckily the whole show went back on, and I was able to go back and watch. So it was very, very cool.
Yep. I set that up intentionally to
talk
right about what we do.
That. Right when you said that, I knew it. I was like, oh, here goes Ed. Here's Ed's pitch. And I turn the volume up, and everybody's like, wait, what's happening? And I'm like, Ed's pitching the Geeks. What's up, Zombie?
Awesome. What's up, Zombie?
Zombie. Yeah, actually, you guys probably are not aware. That's not the first time I've done that, though. I've actually, that screen that I used, I created that a while ago and have talked about it on a couple of other hockey broadcasts. So
very nice.
Fun stuff.
Hey, we appreciate the love, Ed. So what last week? Do we want to? We're not going to go into Andor yet.
No, not yet. Although I didn't rewatch episodes 4, 5, and 6 this week, but I already watched them. I watched them like immediately after we reviewed the last ones, because I'll gladly watch them again because.
Well, you're gonna have to, because we're reviewing those next week, not this week. So.
And then after that, it's actually going to be a little off, because if we're doing them in their arcs, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but then you have 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11 and 12.
11, 12, yeah.
So, but yes, like you, Steve, I went and run right through it, and I've actually now watched the entire 12-episode run and have gone back and started again from number 1. And I'm about number 5 already.
So good, isn't it? It's so good.
I don't know why I haven't rewatched this more often. This is by far the best Star Wars non-movie material, without question.
Tony Gilroy.
So good. Cannot wait. And I know that's, since we're not doing episodes 4, 5, and 6, it'll be a recap of the season 2 trailer. And then Disney gave us a little extra plus today with a little featurette, which was kind of like in that trailer with a breakdown and some different scenes. So
yeah, I know we're waiting.
Both.
We're waiting for Sean. I know this isn't necessarily a show for it, and we're not going to spend too much time, but I just wanted to say Daredevil, fucking good. Pretty good. And then I started watching Paradise, too. It was also very, very good. Paradise will fuck you up, man. I somehow went in completely blind, didn't have no spoilers, nothing. Didn't know nothing. And by the time episode 1 ends, I don't even want to tell you shit, because the fact that I went in completely blind was like amazing. The payoff was so good. I was like, it was one of those first like mind blowing moments. Like, holy fucking shit, what's happening? So good.
I'm not familiar with that one. What is Paradise? Where do I find it?
Hulu. The whole season
right.
out, starring Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden.
Yep, Cyclops himself
is the fucking president. Tight.
Oh, actually, I know it. Yes, I saw the trailer for it. So
it's very, very good. Not
all right.
No, it's a different beast than Daredevil. Daredevil's fucking many.
Yeah,
I started like Daredevil is rated hard R. Hard R. So many fucks dropped.
Hey, it's kind of nice that we're getting some hard R geek content. I mean, I'll take it in every aspect. Star Wars, Marvel, DC, whatever. So
very cool. I'm gonna
We're just floundering now.
I'm gonna bite my tongue until Saturday for the Daredevil discussion.
I was just trying to find something to talk about while we wait for Sean.
We're not waiting for him. I mean, he said he was an hour delayed, so I think we can get into Toyfair to talk about.
Well, I was going to say, I've got a few news things that'll lead right into the Toyfair Star Wars.
All right. Portion. I guess we got to get into Ed's news, and you know, I don't know where Sean keeps that, so I guess
you got to find it.
I know, like, no, you got to find it. Did he? I don't think he even made it called Ed's news, so I have no clue where Ed's news is. So you know what? Just Ed's news.
I think I have it.
Brilliant, Ed. Brilliant.
He found the news. You know, it's probably the one labeled Star Wars news.
Yeah, I just noticed that toward the bottom. Yeah, I know. I'm scrolling, looking at everything, and I'm like, oh, I see Star Wars news. And then Ed said it. I'm like, okay.
He labeled it perfectly. Yeah.
So they gave us a breakdown of the Star Wars Celebration Japan panels. Now, exciting in one end, some questions on the other side of things. And the biggest one that has people wondering is that, I guess in Celebrations past, there was always a Lucas Showcase panel, which is where they would have shown any really big announcements or things that you didn't know were coming. But that panel doesn't even exist as it sits right now. You have the Mandalorian Grogu, which is the Friday morning panel, going into Andor Season 2 on Saturday morning, which, given the date of this celebration, I'm guessing they will get a few days early at least one of those episodes, probably a portion, if not the entire first episode in that panel. Then you have the Ahsoka on the Saturday afternoon, and then the Visions Volume 3 on Sunday. So there's, like I said, the question is, it's all focused on stuff we already know that's in the pipeline. They might surprise us. We don't know. Kind of have to wait and see on this one.
I wonder if they're going to have like a main stage area like they did in Chicago, where it's just the whole room is focused in on what's happening at the main stage rather than just like a panel, like a surprise stage, right? Because these are all just, it's like morning, afternoon, morning. Like,
yeah,
you know, there's got to be more, but maybe not. I don't know.
I like how Scooby-Doo wrote this. Star Wars Visions Volume 3.
That is because with this Star Wars font, it changes certain letters to other things. And if I don't go back and proof every single letter, sometimes I'm like, damn it.
Steve, I was being nice because like Ed does all this work and just not gonna bring it up. But man, calling Ed out, that's
Yep.
cold blooded. Like we're
Uh,
you and I aren't doing any damn slides. Like come
hell
on.
no. It's funny. I like it. It's like an Easter egg. It's like an Easter egg. That is a sweet ass poster too, man.
Oh,
Man,
yes.
that's a good poster. That is cool. And I only know that it's a fucking font issue because I have that same font and it's a motherfucker. You can't do certain anythings with that font. You type in the letter I and it's like it gives you some weird fucking thing.
Yes.
So I get it.
So this might not be the only time you come across those random
Do you think
switch outs.
we're gonna get a full Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, like full on, full blooded, 2-minute
Trying to
story
think, what is
trailer?
the release date for that?
It's
This year.
Next year.
No, is it next
Next
year?
year.
It's next June.
So if it's next year,
I don't even think that they've filmed enough.
no, they might have a little bit of sizzle reel, but that's still stretching it. I don't
Yeah.
know when they did principal photography, if it's even already done. I really don't know the timeline of that right now. It'd be nice if
especially
they did.
with Pedro filming Fantastic Four, right? Like I
Well,
don't.
No, maybe they did because
Or do they film the stuff that his stunt double can do? I don't know.
wasn't it the last year's D23 when we got
That's
a
right.
little
They
bit
did
of a look?
have something. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah.
Yeah, maybe we will get a trail because that's when the images that were kind of leaked but really bad had Zeb.
Yeah. No, you're right. I totally forgot about that trailer.
So
Unless they just re-released that because that was just leaked, right?
well, no, they did
maybe
it
they had a
at the
couple
event.
things to that.
So we'll see. I'm just wondering, why did Steve drop off of the bottom of the?
I don't
Brady
know.
Bunch?
I turned my mic off or my camera off for a second, but it's back on. You can see me, but it's not showing. I don't know. I don't know how to make it go back.
I don't know. But
Now here I am again. Go back to the other screen. Bring it back up. Let's see.
There
look,
you
it works. It was just
He's
being
back. And the next thing, I feel horrible because this was something I was supposed to talk about before we went live. So I'm going to try and tiptoe. And of course, if the Hollywood Square, the middle square, wants me to move along, just give me the high sign because there was a lot of talk in the last few weeks about what's going on with Kathleen Kennedy. There was rumors that she was being fired. There was rumors that she was leaving. She has since pretty much said that she's going to continue making movies, but that we may, by the end of this year, get kind of the progression, like who will replace her in the Star Wars side of things. It's kind of cryptic, almost makes it sound like she's stepping away from the Star Wars portion, not the entire movie industry, but just this portion of what she does. But she'll still be involved because of how she's tied into the production aspect of it. So it's kind of interesting how they link together. So we had what we talked about with Celebration when they were going, oh my God, there's no showcase panel talking about the future. We've got this stuff that they're all fired up about with Kathleen Kennedy. And that has the crazy rumor mill about Star Wars as a property being shopped around to sell. That there's nothing new, kind of, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just all BS talk at this point, but
I can't imagine Star Wars as a property to sell at this point.
well, that and I mean, realistically, if that's the case, you can count on one hand the entities that would be in the running to purchase it. There's not that many places that can afford a franchise like this.
Yeah.
So,
and she's,
so
I don't know. She gets a lot of hate, but like, she's done like 90 movies.
oh,
Yo,
Look
can
at
y'all
him.
hear me?
You're gonna get
Yes.
fucking
Yeah.
pulled over. You're gonna get pulled over. Don't you get in a crash live.
I'm not getting pulled over, dog. I got it sitting right here. I'm good. I'm just listening.
direct
Yeah, but
from the road.
I was gonna say, but your car noise is loud.
Is it loud? Okay. I'll call back when I get home, which will be like in like an hour.
Well, then we won't be on.
Well, I was
but
gonna
that's
say,
all right.
So hopefully I'll
You
make
could
it
just-
home before the show ends.
I was gonna say you could just mute and then just unmute yourself when you gotta jump in.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just mute myself for a second.
There you go.
But like
Alright, bye.
Kathleen Kennedy's done she's done like 90 movies. She did all the Jurassic.
All over the
she
place.
did fucking Back to the Future. She did so much. She's got her hands in so much stuff. Maybe she quote unquote ruined. So, but like, I don't know. She's been under the watch of some of the best Star Wars shit too. So I don't know.
As we just talked with Andor, right?
Yeah,
So-
with
Right.
Andor,
I mean,
exactly. She's a producer
so-
on Andor.
Not
She's a
every
producer
not,
on Skeleton Crew. You know what I'm saying?
not everyone has the perfect record, man. Like that's the
she's-
thing. Like
She's a
No one
producer on
does.
Rogue One. Just saying, she was handpicked by Lucas. I'm not one of the haters. So, and the fact that
No.
she's gonna keep into movies is probably a good thing for movies because she's a rich woman with a lot of pull. So she can get shit done. She's one of those movers and shakers.
So, question for you guys, because I know you are horror aficionados.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Guess I can't hear.
we
No,
can hear
got
you. We can hear you.
Oh yeah,
yes.
no, I no. What I was saying was Kathleen Kennedy. To me, she gets a lot of blame for all the shit, but at the same time, I'm not going to shit on her. Like again, like Steve said, like she's done a lot of shit. So to me,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what either she steps down or she don't. It is what it is. But at the same time,
Right.
shit ain't gonna really change. There's a bigger pecking order besides her. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just her. There's a committee too that's upstairs that makes decisions as well. So you can't just because there's no
multiple-
name behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple producers on all these things. What I can see happening is something like was it Laura Zinsky, right? From Sony, who was like head of Sony movies like for a while there, then splintered off just to produce the Spider-Man verse of those movies, but she's doing other things, but she's kind of the head of that. So she can get involved in a lot of other things rather than just, that stream of movies.
Wasn't that Amy Pascal?
Maybe, yeah, you're right. It was Amy Pascal. Thank you. I'm trying to remember the name, and I was like, I don't know why Laura Zinsky popped in my head, but she was also a producer on Spider-Man. But you're right, Amy Pascal. So it could be something like that down the road. I don't know. Or they could splinter off this TV movie thing, having a TV head and a movie head. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I would think that'd be the best way to go. I think you need to keep it all kind of tied together. I mean, I've always thought that they had it dialed in with Marvel when you have like a Kevin Feige as kind of a point person, making sure that everything works in unison.
Yeah, but according to Rob Liefeld, he wants him fired. So,
Yeah. So as I was saying, with the regards to the horror side of things, I have not seen The Monkey or Longlegs, but apparently Osgood Perkins has pitched what many have thought would be one of the best ideas for Star Wars.
Darth Vader.
A Darth Vader movie.
And so he wants to do what he calls the collected dreams and nightmares of Darth Vader as told through short stories. He wants to basically do Darth Vader short story horror.
Animated or live action?
I would assume live action. So
I just can't imagine they would bite on it, but it sounds really cool. But I don't know if I want a bunch of short stories talking about things that Darth Vader's scared of as much as I want like a really good Darth Vader story.
I could see doing like
I would like to see a scary Star Wars thing, period. Like we probably need to get into this at this point. We've done everything else. Why not get into some scary Star Wars shit? I mean, there's
space
so
horror.
many creatures. So many monsters.
Yeah, space horror as a subgenre is awesome. I love space horror movies, especially when they take icons like Leprechaun and Jason and throw them into space. That's fucking sweet.
Well,
To mixed results, but it's a
For
fun
us,
concept.
it's sweet, Steve. I don't know about for the masses, right?
Mixed results, but it's fun.
so what if you do something to where, as Darth Vader is hunting Jedi, to where you would have, and you could go real dark with it and make them kind of not like little kids, not that he hasn't killed them too, but younger kids that are on the run, and it's just kind of like a horror version of them being hunted by Darth Vader.
So Jason at Darth Vader as Jason.
Yeah, in the Star Wars universe.
But it's almost like not fair because he could just, like, if Jason had force powers.
Well, they do too because they are Jedi.
I
but
mean, I guess
they don't have a
that's true.
shot against him. So
Like he would have to be like a dumbed down Vader somehow. Like they put like an inhibitor chip on him or something, and it makes it somehow, some way, an ability. I don't know. I see what you're saying. There's an angle there. I just don't. Maybe the reason they haven't done it is because they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, but
I don't know how you can do it.
I do. They fucking did it on YouTube. We saw it. The evil, scary Ewoks at night hunting down the fucking stormtroopers was great.
Yeah,
from there.
The Ewok thing was great. I'm talking about like Darth Vader, who's already kind of this. I mean, he's you look at movies like the Terminator, Halloween, Jason. They're all the same, right? But they're just different backgrounds, different skins.
Yeah,
and I don't think you can make Vader scary like you do a Michael Myers or a Jason.
Because there's too much nuance. You know too much about his character. You like at no point did you love Fred Krueger before he became Freddy, or young Jason Voorhees before he put on the mask. You didn't weren't adored with their adventures. Like
right. We didn't see him as a kid. We didn't see him as a teenager. We didn't feel.
We didn't
bad
see him.
for
We didn't
him,
see any of them get groomed. As a matter of fact, they were doing the grooming. In most of the cases.
It's why we hate the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. It was the worst.
They added a whole new layer to Freddy we didn't need.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, would a horror movie in the Star Wars universe work?
100% yes.
Darth Vader? No. I don't.
Especially when you get into like that Outer Rim shit, and with those witches and bringing back reanimated corpses. Like you could get into some cool shit. But
we had that one with the brain worms in Geonosis in the Clone Wars animated.
Yeah,
so
it's true. I remember that. So yeah, I mean, maybe his nightmares are stuff of legends. Maybe that's why he wants to do this in like this micro shorts movie, kind of like a VHS, horror anthology of Darth Vader dreams. I don't know.
I could see almost like could you imagine like a Seven style Star Wars movie where there's like these two Jedis, like Old Republic shit. They're like trying to hunt down. There's like this fucking.
What's in the box?
There's like some serial killer that's like leaving like Sith marks on shit, and like the killers are all burned up with lightsaber holes. You're like, and they're hunting them down all gritty. Like they could do some cool shit. Get Tony Gilroy to write it. I bet you'd be tight.
So
I'd be okay for that.
The homework assignment to look at some really good movies and see how you can reskin them as Star Wars.
7 as Star Wars would rule, dude. What's in the box? But it'd be like, they instead of opening the box, it'd hit like a button and it would like, pew, like, pew. It's got to be like a Star Wars box,
Well,
like a droid pulls up.
No, it's the container that the Beskar was in, the Camtono.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So that's the box.
So good.
Yes.
They find the sloth character is just like one of Jabba's. It's like one of whatever Jabba is. See, it writes itself. It's right there.
It's done. The script is done.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Sam Jackson is Morgan Freeman. I'm just saying, a Mace Windu story.
All right. So I know there was quite a bit of collecting that came from the Toyfair. We will jump over. This was the Gentle Giants. Some of these are really cool. I mean, I'm not one to collect those things, but I could see.
Yeah, I got out of that game a long time ago. The mini
So,
bus.
it's interesting how some of these, like this one, has where Ezra, it's the animated version, but then when we get through to the Hera, it's more of the live action. So these are all animated.
Yeah, that definitely
Ahsoka.
animated.
Oh yeah,
That Yoda almost doesn't look like a bust.
yeah, well, it's
Just damn
Yoda,
near
so
right where his
the whole
feet are.
thing.
Yeah, Asajj
Let's-
Ventress looks good.
Yep.
That's a weird thing.
So yeah, this is not the animated version. It's the only one that's not. That's the
Well,
live action.
they do that in Marvel too. Like they'll have a whole wave, and then all of a sudden you'll get like Chris Evans, Captain America.
Sleepaway Camp Star Wars, gross.
I don't think Sean realizes or remembers.
Sean,
the
have you?
ending
Do you?
of
Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp.
Do you remember Sleepaway Camp? That is a dirty movie.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's animated Obi-Wan.
See, I like these.
Captain
These are
Rex.
the artifacts.
Yeah.
These are very cool.
Or not the
Yeah.
artifacts. These are the Are they the 1/7 scale? I'm guessing.
Look to see if one of them has one of the tags to it.
Yeah.
We saw that one.
Oh, this is diamond. Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, these are the diamond 1/7 PVC.
I think these are okay. You know, they're probably got like a $50 price range. The bases
Yeah,
are
these
pretty
are-
plain.
Yeah.
They're nice
That
shelf
K2SO.
space fillers. The K2SO is really cool looking. And the troopers always look good. You know, they always look good.
Because it's not human faces.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you get lost in the weeds with
The
the
human
fabric.
faces are not good. That one's awesome. That one I might pick up.
Yeah, Vader on the throne is pretty sweet. Not gonna lie on that one.
Oh, I like that.
Well, you would like that, Ed. You and this weird snow. So you got some weird infatuation with the snow trooper.
I just like all the stormtrooper. I like all the armor. His eye, that one eye looks a little off. I don't know if it's just the
pink-eye-y?
camera angle. It looks like that's got a little bulgy one eye.
Oh yeah, it does, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a little
I can't not see it.
off on the paint there. A little.
These, I know that what the Hasbro, they tried to, and we'll get to them in a second, where they were kind of trying to recreate some of the vintage Star Wars figures, but I don't know if I really like the look of these.
Yeah,
I know that.
in any of this stuff.
So, I mean, the paint job on it just looks, I don't know, it just doesn't match the originals. I don't know if
They
it's
gave him a
'cause there's-
telescoping lightsaber too, huh?
yeah, they'll. There's another image of. There you can see it's the lightsaber hand like the originals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, not for me.
Not these, but there's just a few more of this though.
The
So these
Legends
are like
bust.
the
These are
bust.
the 1/2 scale.
Yep.
I think that Salacious Crumb looks awesome. Looks so good.
I like how it's kind of mounted on that base.
It looks like he always has that fuck you face, you know? He's just got that look like cool design.
So these are the Hasbro ones that they released, or at least were showing off.
Who is that? Is that he's from the game, I think. He's from
Yes.
from the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, I think. He's in those flashbacks. Or maybe no, I think he's actually fighting in the actual game.
Now,
Yeah, you get the game reverse line behind it. This
for some reason, I think I might have to get these because I have all the originals. Now, the only thing that I don't understand is I get you're trying to have ones that were missing that would have been great to have back then, Dr. Evanson. Why are they doing another, what we knew back then as Walrus Man, Pondo Baba? Like, why would you recreate the same exact figure? It makes no sense. I know
Because it's part of the retro lines. They do that. I mean, that's
Yeah, but-
Han in the stormtrooper outfit right there. That was released.
no, it was Luke. We never got a Han
Oh, really?
in the originals.
Okay.
So
Maybe I'm
that
thinking
would
of
make
Power of
sense.
the Force line. Yeah.
Yes. Power of Force, it did come out. And then, of course, Luke with the medal, the rebel soldiers, and the Desert Pauldron stormtroopers.
So there's nothing different about the that one figure. Like the colorway is not different.
No,
There's not-
it looks identical, other than it's a modern one. There's the next line of Black Series.
Was it like one of the rarest ones? Maybe like you just
No.
couldn't fucking find it. I just don't know. It just seems weird.
No. The
Well, 'cause he's got
Cantina
his
ones
drinking
were.
buddy with him, you know.
Yeah, I guess you do one, you need both. And at some
Vintage
point,
collection.
yeah, it's been a long time, but I did love the 3 3/4 action figures. Still have so many.
You could just the thing with the
Dead-
3 3/4 is you could just you could collect. They were cheaper, so you could just
Oh, they
troop
used to
build.
be.
You could just fucking troop build. Well, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now those are $20, while the bigger ones were 30.
But they look good.
I did have a lot of these 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures back then.
I think before we moved.
Actually, a good sculpt right there for him. Jeez.
Yeah. I think at one point my figure count was somewhere around like 2,400. It's crazy.
That's a lot of toys. Ed.
I was gonna
There's a
say,
lot of
damn,
action
man.
figures.
Oh look,
And-
there's your Walrus Man again. They just got him all over the fucking place, don't they? He's right there kicking back too.
But now that looks more movie accurate versus the Walrus Man we got in the action figure back
That
then.
looks like he actually has two nuts on his face, like two separate testicles on his face.
Nothing wrong with that.
So there's a look at what they rolled out for us. Let's see. There we go.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything there that I'd be interested in, maybe be the quarter scale busts, but
I still love those old,
maybe have Vader on the throne.
That
Those
Vader on the
old-
throne is nice.
Unleashed figures that they put out.
Oh, with the big bases and like the
like all the
those-
action
those are
effects
cool.
with like those lightsabers like going everywhere. I was at a collectible store the other day and I came across the Vader one. Wasn't in the box or anything, but man, it's crazy.
It's a
They
cool,
kinda-
it's a cool one, yeah.
yeah, they're awesome. They only did like 4 or 5 of them, but they're really cool.
Yeah, they did a Boba,
Luke,
a Yoda,
Obi-Wan.
a Luke, and a Vader.
Obi-Wan,
Yeah, so-
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah. So I think 5, yeah.
It's a good line. That's good shit. Well, we talked
All
a
right.
lot on the Geeks about all the other nonsense that came out of Toy Fair too.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
there'll be some people happy, but I wasn't.
I'm used to my fandom getting the short end of the stick, so nothing
Keep talking
changed.
about it.
Nothing changed this year.
You had some great Power Ranger stuff. Those helmets look awesome.
They did. They just can't complete a line to save their lives. You know, if they could just complete a line, then it'd be really helpful. So what are we moving on to? We're moving on to at the 30-minute mark. We're moving on to
the Andor season 2 trailer. I cannot wait for this show to come out. I am so excited, especially now having watched and am rewatching and rewatching season 1. Just the anticipation, but some of the other things they announced along with giving us the trailer, I'm kind of excited for it. First, I wasn't sure because, let's face it, any change is a little off-putting because no one likes change. But then as I thought about it, so their way they're releasing these, we're actually getting them in batches. So on April 22nd, we're going to get episodes 1, 2, and 3. And then the following week, we get 4, 5, 6. Third week, 7, 8, 9. Fourth week, 10 through 12. So they're releasing them in the arcs, which if they stick with the time frame from the original episodes, you're looking at roughly 49-minute episodes on average. So you take out the credits and the what you saw last time, you're looking at roughly 42 minutes. You're basically getting a 2-hour movie every week. And it's in the arc, which I think is going to be so much better because we've talked about before with certain shows. You know, I love when they give you the whole thing in one drop and you can just binge through it. Other times I'm like, you know, I kind of like the drawn out. I think this is perfect because if they're packaging them that way, you don't get that kind of break to where it just doesn't feel right. And then when you get around to the next week, you're trying to pick up, the flow's a little off. This could be the way to go going forward.
Well, and I think each arc is a year towards
correct
Rogue One. So it's 4 years before Rogue One, 3 years before Rogue One, 2 years before Rogue, or maybe not even 1 year. Maybe it is year, whatever, 3, 2, 1. 30 minutes.
We're going to see him age backwards during that time as well to match up with his look.
He still looks about the same. You know?
No, Diego Luna's doing the Paul Rudd thing for sure. But no, I like that he can that we're gonna be able to put out all three and it kind of gives you the choice, right? What I don't like, I like when they put everything out because you have the choice. You're an adult, you know. I can choose to stay and watch it all, or I can dole it out how I want to.
I can eat dessert first.
When they dribble it out one a week, I'm like, what is this? The olden times? Like, come on, man, fucking shit's all done and in the can. What are you fucking waiting for? Are you waiting? You're not waiting for me? What the fuck are you waiting for? Like, you know. So I like this way because you still have some control over it, you know, and I like having a little bit more. I hate when you just get the 30-minute episode a week. It's so much waiting and talking. We did it here, Skeleton Crew. We spend 40 minutes talking about a 20-minute episode.
We did.
Yes, indeed. I always wondered, is there a rationale to that kind of a release? Is it that, and I pay for 8 million subscription channels and I'm in it for the long haul. Do they actually think that people are going to go, oh, I'm really looking forward to X show. They're going to drop it all at once. I'm going to pay for 1 month, watch it, and then I'm going to cancel my subscription and wait until next year or 2 years, whenever they re-release it again. Does anybody actually do that?
I think a lot of people do.
Really? So
I mean, that's why they keep constant shows and separated throughout the year. You know, like look at Netflix, right? Like, yeah, Cobra Kai's drop. You're gonna have some other big shows drop. Stranger Things is drop, right? And Cobra Kai, like they split it into, was it 3 arcs for this final season? Two arcs. Yeah, I'm sorry. I watched it in 3 arcs because I didn't have time, but that's how they're doing a lot of these, especially these finale seasons now. It's being separated out. To cover up, because then it's like, oh, do I go through the hassle of canceling and then getting it back, and then But I mean, no joke. Like we don't have Apple TV anymore, and me and my wife were talking about, okay, so when's a good time to pick it up for a month to watch all the shows we want to watch, and then drop it again until all those shows come back? Because I don't watch it enough.
What streaming services hope for is people like me who sign up and then just don't ever think about it again.
Yep, that's me.
And then I go, oh, that show came out? I have that one. Let's watch it.
Yeah.
I have MGM Plus and
no, but I don't have. I know what I don't have. I don't have Apple. I don't have MGM Plus. But like,
no, I know. I'm just joking. I'm just saying, like all the random ones. Oh, I have Shudder still. Yeah, it's like I forgot I had Shudder.
I don't have Shudder anymore. I had Shudder for a long time.
That's the thing, right? Like I pick it up for like if I know we're doing a bunch of 31 days and they're all on Shutter, it's like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up to watch all those, and then I'm done. There's not enough content to keep it going. And that's what like even Netflix and Disney and Peacock and all these ones are doing. That's why a lot of it does go week to week, because it just keeps you strung along. And then you get lazy. You don't want to turn it off.
I don't know. Like Netflix, when they were like, we're releasing all of our stuff at once, I was like, you're never going to lose me because I'll just be here for that all the time. I want to be here when you drop it. I don't want to have to sign up again and do all. I'll just be here. You got me.
Signing up is 5 minutes.
I signed up once, like 15 years ago.
I know. I'm just saying, like, but like, you know, how people these days, not us, we're in the old category. The youngins watch television these days. It's not that way anymore. They don't care about dropping subscriptions and picking them back up. Any of you young whippersnappers out there, let us know if that's what you do.
Yeah, I'd be curious. The music. There was a lot of discussion with the song that they played for the trailer of Andor Season 2. After I've watched it 40 times, I kind of like the song, but I also recognize it's just for the trailer. This isn't going to be, they're not playing music like this through the episode. We get the same thing for Skeleton Crew. So,
you're on mute.
You're muted.
There it is. Trailer music is trailer music. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's trailer music. So I wouldn't get too hung up on that. I liked it. It gave kind of a good punk vibe to it. So
yeah, no, I like the song that they put with it. I thought it was good, especially the one piece where it pauses just as he detonates the explosion. Perfect. So I have the images that kind of walk through. I love kind of the poster for it, to where you have Andor's face over the Death Star, but the artwork kind of makes me think of like the US and the French Revolution, kind of that same old school artwork. That's the first impression that I got when I saw it. I'm like,
that, and almost like how you airbrush like onto like bombers, you know, like the little designs. I'm getting kind of that airbrush vibe. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, that it's very much an old school art vibe for sure.
Yeah. We get a lot of scenes of him walking away. This particular area, I believe, is the planet of Gorman, which I've got all kinds of information that we'll go through, because I think this is going to be one of the focal points of this whole series that I don't expect we're going to get until the third week. So that would be episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Damn, Ed's out here making early predictions.
Well, if that's what this is, it fits in there for a reason, because the Gorman Massacre took place in 2 BBY, which would be that particular arc. So, and this is that same area. You see all the stormtroopers and explosions and people blowing up. You get a lot of, again, him walking through hallways. I have this one in here because I'm trying to, again, it's so much fun with the speculation. Where is he in this scene?
I don't know, but it's a more sweet set design, man.
Oh, it's beautiful.
They're killing it again.
It kind of has like a, the cloners.
That has like a Star Trek vibe almost. Like, sorry to be so sacrilege, but very angular, very cool. So you're thinking
well, it has that Camino feel. Yeah, just that very sterile, the white, kind of like how their hallways all were. I think
the ceilings are too low for it to be Camino. Yeah.
That is true, because I did go back and watch some of the Bad Batch episodes, thinking that it looked like when the Bad Batch was on Camino. So I checked that out. Didn't really seem to match. I've heard other thinking that it, again, with that kind of sterile Camino vibe, the mountain planet from Bad Batch at the end. Drawing a blank on the name of it, but
I tapped out of that show. I don't know what you're talking about.
so I'm excited to see where this ends up being. That rolls into another one from behind, but I think that we found out for certain in the little short thing that came out today that that's actually Bix, who it's great because we get a little bit more of the scene in that where he's like, you're not supposed to, just shoots him. Like, nope, I'm walking right through. I would guess this will probably be in the last grouping, the episodes 10 through 12, because this has a very Yavin feel, which would be the last place that the Rebels kind of use as their base. Which
That's
would
pretty close to his look of
Yep.
Rogue One right there, too.
And again, it's supposed to go right up into where that opening scene of him in Rogue One. The stormtroopers on this, I guess, farm planet, as it looks. I love the look, the feel of it. The stormtroopers are all nice and clean and new.
Yeah, it's the set design, man. It's every fucking
so
frame,
good.
dude. Everything looks like a painting.
Yes.
It just
This is
looks
like
like a piece of art. God.
This feels like a crossover with like Kent Farm. I'm expecting Superman.
Oh, I was thinking like a gladiator. Like you'd see Maximus out there, like touching the
with
tops of the fucking grass.
Fucking Russell Crowe shows up. Like, what the hell?
So if
And
I'm
it's like-
guessing, because we see the stormtroopers and we'll get another image of the crew from the earlier episodes, I think this is the Ganji Moon, which is at the end of season 1 of Andor when he has Bix and Brasso and the kid who threw the bomb, and he's like, take them all to the Ganji Moon. I think that is this is in episodes 1, 2, and 3. So we get the TIE fighter blowing up the troop transport.
This has to definitely be the same planet. Look at all that tall grass.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Saul Guerrero. Now, I am super excited, not just to have him back in the mix, but there's another shot that I have from the short that was released today. We're actually going to see the progression of his character, because here he's got all the armor, he's got his breather, he's probably got his legs blown off. But the other image, it's like we will see him progress through the years and how he just gets harder and more paranoid. I'm super excited.
Great character. Never really got a ton. I mean, he got a lot for being a new character introduced, but obviously a lot more room to explore what's going on with him. So very cool. Can't wait for more of this character right here. Let's go.
I think that she reaches the point to where we've all speculated this is the wedding of her daughter to the criminal that was kind of being set up at the end, that she's basically sacrificing her family for the cause of the rebellion.
I don't remember what you're talking about. Is you just rewatched season 1? I'm not at the end yet. I'll get there, but I don't remember the criminal that her daughter is marrying or anything.
Well, we don't know if he's marrying it, but the criminal was like, look, I'm going to help you out with your banking, but in return, I need you to kind of set up a meet and greet with your daughter and my son. And she's opposed to it at first, but she eventually gives in. And it's almost like the very last scene. We don't get a whole lot of imagery of Luthen. I am going to guess that he is dying at some point.
I need another fiery ass speech from this motherfucker in an alleyway or something.
I can't wait to break that down again. Here is that part in the trailer when they hit the detonator. Has a Coruscant look to it, which would be great if they're causing havoc on the central planet. Director Krennic is back. I love the tie-in.
Yep.
That it all fits together.
So good. I can't wait.
I'll be interested to see. Now, when we got the first trailer, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, the markings on the X-Wing, this is Saul Guerrero's group. We get confirmation of that in what was dropped today, and we have an image that'll show that piece of it. This is Luthen's assistant. I'm going to guess that this is a scene after he dies because she just looks pissed and upset. So there's Brasso on the planet. I'm interested to see if this is just kind of a hybrid, because obviously they're Imperial troops,
Interesting. Yeah.
kind of with a mix of stormtrooper armor. I think the guy just with the hat on in the back, I'm pretty sure that's Dedra's assistant. So
Yeah, it's an interesting look they got going on with the goggles, and
yeah.
maybe they can shoot better because they can see.
Well, and it's interesting because, and I was thinking about this as I watched season 1. I think the stormtroopers were a lot better in the beginning, but I think as the Empire grew and they did more conscripts, I think it watered down the stormtrooper corps, because some of them in here seem kind of badass. We get the whole, I guess this is when Andor is stealing the TIE fighter, and it seems to be some type of TIE fighter prototype.
He's fucking everybody up with that thing. K2SO.
Cannot
Do you
wait
think
to
maybe
get
that
him.
robot's going to be on like one of the ships he steals or something, and you have to reprogram it something?
I have a theory, but I'll be curious to see where it goes. We get a
Well,
little
what's the
glimpse of.
theory?
Oh well, I'll get into it when we get to the second piece.
Okay.
This fucking goober's back, of course.
Of course.
Need more
And his
sniveling from him.
sidekick from prison. Drawing a blank on his name. I don't have no idea what this scene is. It's almost like it's a bank robbery. She just pulls the gun out and starts waving it around. Some good action scenes as the TIE fighter is being stolen and the stormtroopers just getting taken to work. And then, of
That's
course,
really
he's all dressed up and
a
a little
swab.
grin. Yes. And that was it for the trailer. But like I said, then today, Disney's like, we've got more for you. A special look. So this whole scene, again, I think this is pivotal. So Gorman Massacre is an incident that took place in 2 BBY, in which troops of the Galactic Empire slaughtered peaceful protesters on the planet Gorman. Now, Mon mentions the Gormans in season 1, to where she says that we should find some Gorman guests tonight and see how amused they are. Your friends just cut off their shipping lanes yesterday. Do you know how many will starve? So the Empire, if what I've read in the past, there's some Imperial opposition on Gorman. So they cut off their shipping lanes. They're basically going to hardline them, which then they protest. Now, I think that as we've seen with Luthen and with the way the rebels need to kind of get the entire population of the galaxy on their side, I'm going to bet that they actually are the ones that stir the pot and cause this massacre to happen, because it plays to their advantage of making the Empire the bad guys.
Interesting. Interesting.
So the lines are blurred. It's going to be very gray as far as who's really the good guy and who's really the bad guys. Again, here's what looks like back on Yavin. Brasso on the farm planet. This was the one that confirmed that these are Saul's group that I saw earlier, because there's his buddy Two Tubes. No idea
Yeah,
what
I'm used to.
city it is, but it looks
I was just
so.
saying those guys. I like the look of those guys, the Saw Gerrera
Oh, yeah.
guys.
Well, we get another scene, and I've a few slides up to where it's his whole gang from Rogue One.
Mm.
God, that is a big like. Look at that. Go back to that city.
Oh, that city is huge.
That's a big. You know how much shit goes on in that city? You know how much
Yes.
shit goes on in there? There's so many people there. There's so many stories just right there. That's crazy.
I love
Star
the
Wars
look
is
of this
massive.
TIE fighter.
Yeah, it's like white.
Again, the set design, as you said, is awesome.
impeccable. Like,
is.
I mean, it's they just got the CGI down to a science with this shit. Like the reflections of the lights, everything just looks so.
And here you go. This is Saul in one of the earlier arcs before he's all banged up. Which, again, to see his progression, I can't wait. Here is why I think that it's the Rebels who set this up, because this is, again, that square on the planet Gorman. I'm pretty sure that's Luthen's assistant with the briefcase. She's got the bomb. She's planting the bomb that gets the whole thing going. There's our K2SO droid. So here's one of my thoughts. So we know in the beginning, you've got the group from Ferrix, of which includes the really cool droid from the first one, B2EMO. Great droid. He's likable. What if something happens to him and when they capture the K2 droid, if that personality is somehow includes B2EMO, which makes his death so much more powerful at the end of Rogue One.
But their personalities are just so different.
Right. But just to know that you upload and it's kind of becomes a combination of the two of them.
Like a Jarvis Vision thing.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean,
Jarvis,
it could be the thing
bomb.
that brings the K2 unit down a notch,
Yeah.
To being. I don't know. We'll
So,
see. Could be cool.
I know. Here's the riot as it's taking place. As I mentioned, here's the whole group, and there's the big white furry guy that we saw on Rogue One with Saul's gang.
That guy was cool.
B2EMO. The fact that K2SO just backhands one of the half stormtroopers is fantastic. Especially when he made that comment in Rogue One where he's like, and about giving another fresh one.
But again, it's perfectly centered in the door frame, perfectly centered on the bridge with the building. Every part, every shot is so meticulously set up. It's just really a testament. Hard work.
And director Krennic, and I think this is when he's at Mon Mothma's party, because they're to his, I guess, his left, our right. That is the gangster that Mon is setting her daughter up with his son. So, any thoughts? Man, we've got a lot of going on. We've got a lot of characters. We've got a whole lot of stuff. Do you think there's any opportunity for cameos from anyone up through and including this group? Because you figure at this point in time, the rebellion is going to get hot and heavy all the way through. Ahsoka's
I mean, yeah,
here.
at this point, Leia's what? At this point, 19?
Well, I was going to say
18?
she's a teenager. Depending
14?
on which
was Luke.
Oh,
Luke was 18.
I guess I'm thinking of
well, she's 19.
not the ages in the movies, how old they. I was trying to actually.
So
figure out
she's
how they were
18, 19 by the time we get to the end. So that would mean as you go through this,
So she's 14.
14
13,
at the beginning,
or 15, 14, 15. Okay.
So you could get a glimpse of her. Again, Ahsoka's in the background because she's Fulcrum. She's helping organize the rebellion. We know Darth Vader's around there somewhere. I don't know if they're going to use Tarkin. I don't know if there's still any issues with his likeness in things, or if they're going to just leave that one in the background. Same thing with Hera and the entire Rebel crew, because again, this is in the time of Rebels.
Yeah. I'm going to say Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smith could roll in there.
Jimmy Smith always rolls in there.
That's the most likely one to just pop in at the party or something, and still look the same.
So, well, now the other interesting part is that in that third arc, if it falls the way that I'm thinking with that massacre at Gorman, that was the pivotal moment where Mon Mothma gave her crazy speech and basically accused Palpatine of all of these atrocities, which made her become an enemy of the state. And she ends up having to go on the run, which is when she gets transported to the Ghost with the rebels who help get her away. So all of these things are all tied in together.
I guess you're right, Ed. I mean, all that can be seen here in live action.
And even
Like-
if you only get just a glimpse, just to tie it together. Even if you just get
you just see her running into the Ghost and the Ghost taking off, like you might not see her.
A young Leia that runs onto the. Come on, dude. If Leia gets onto the Ghost, that would be crazy. That's how you do it. That's how Filoni's like. It's just
even
making bridges.
You could even do
Jimmy
just
Smith
have
sneaking her out.
Rosaria Dawson doing a voice piece to where you could have some kind of communique that's fulcrum and kind of calling in different orders. I mean, it doesn't have to be right in your face. You could do little things in the background with voice pieces to kind of mesh all of this together, which would be glorious.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still betting on Jimmy Smith.
No,
if there's
I
one cameo, it's Jimmy Smith. Although, yeah,
Chopper. I mean, we
Chopper
know they're
would be easy to do.
We know they're doing Zeb for the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Again,
So that means they got the CGI model already ready to go. You just plug them in.
Yeah. Which could feed into that later on.
It would be cool to get a Vader cameo too. I'm not gonna lie. Like it'd be really. He's
Vader
doing,
talking to Thrawn.
This is like prime Vader time. This is like he's out there doing shit. You know, like he's storming ships in space and fucking trying to get shit done. Yes. We didn't get much of that. That whole era got talked about, but we didn't get to see a lot of it.
I cannot wait for this show. So excited. I don't think I've been this excited for a show since Fallout.
It's way up there. April.
It is.
April, so we got another month to go.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, and we got Daredevil to fill in that month, so
it's true.
Yep.
Well,
all boys, good stuff.
I don't think Sean's going to join us tonight.
He's not.
And that's that's how we get the extra 20 minutes. You know.
Very true. Very true. So, all right.
So fantastic. Cannot wait. I know the plan is that next week we will continue our rewatch of Andor in preparation for season 2. So that would be episodes 4, 5, and 6. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to talking about all of that, and then we'll continue from there. So
Can't wait.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I'm sure, as Sean always says, please like, subscribe, leave us comments, any information that, what are you looking for? What do you like? What do you don't like? We like feedback. So,
yeah. And also join us Saturday nights as we go live again, talking more stuff, nonsense, things that make you go,
Star Wars included, but not so much.
Not as in depth because, we got to save that for you guys, especially on Wednesdays. So that's it.
Well, yeah. And this is Steve, and I don't have any other spiels. And my camera's getting all blurry. So.
Little Vaseline smudge going. So, yes, thanks for joining us. This is Ed.
This is Will.
And this is Steve.
And may the Force be with you always.
Always.
Oh.
Somebody's
hit the end.